Yes, there is a hurricane headed directly to the Sewing Report headquarters. Welcome, I'm Jen, your host of Sewing Report Live, and yeah, we're gonna get into that. So that's tonight's show. I have a few announcements for what this means for this channel, the main Sewing Report channel, and the Sewing Report Etsy shop, because there are some pretty big announcements. We can chit chat. If you're also a fellow Floridian, my heart goes out to you. Please stay safe. So I just wanted to share, this is obviously more of a personal update, but I figured maybe y'all might be interested in this whole topic, because as it stands right now, Hurricane Milton is on track for a direct hit to my area. So I don't really know what's going to happen, but I wanted to be upfront and share this with y'all. If you have any questions, you are welcome. You're welcome to ask. I would be happy to share my honest experiences and opinions as someone who has lived in Florida off and on since the mid-2000s. I've been through a few storms, and yeah, so we'll get right into things. Tonight's stream is not sponsored by the Sewing Report Etsy shop, and that is because the shop is currently taking a short break. So earlier today, I decided to put the Etsy shop on vacation mode. So if you go there right now, you will see a message there. You will not be able to purchase anything, and the reason for that is because I'm pretty sure our mail service over the next at least week or so is not going to be reliable. Obviously, they're going to be preparing for the hurricane as well, and I'm not even sure. So we just had another hurricane less than 2 weeks ago, and it was very confusing as to whether or not there was mail service with the United States Postal Service. So I don't really know, but they're already starting to close schools down starting tomorrow or Monday. So I'm not really sure if we're going to have mail or not. Obviously, that's going to be pretty important for the Etsy shop. So I decided to preemptively put the shop on vacation mode. So I was like, I don't even know what's going on. This storm is supposed to hit on Wednesday, so I was like, well, maybe there's going to be mail on Monday, but there is some freaking out in the area. People are taking this very seriously, so I'm not really sure how far in advance things are going to be starting to close down. So I got an order yesterday, and I was like, should I try to send this out on Monday? Should I try to cancel it? But after seeing, there's already been a bunch of, emergency press conferences. There's closures. There's starting to be some evacuations. They're closing down the schools Monday through Wednesday at the very least. So I was like, yeah, I'm not really going to count on being able to send mail out. Plus, that's kind of a low priority. So to the person who ordered some fabric, I'm very sorry. I did have to cancel your order. I did send you a message, though. Thank you very much. But I also didn't want to risk your package getting lost or damaged or not being able to be sent out at all. So I decided to go ahead and cancel it, and the shop is currently not open for business. So tonight's live stream is not sponsored by the Sewing Report Etsy shop. So first things first. Yeah, I honestly don't know how the rest of the week is gonna go. Right now, here, I'll show you guys what is going on if you were not aware. Let me put this up here. So this is now a hurricane. So yeah, and I only found out about this yesterday. So I'd heard something, because I've been monitoring what's happening because of Hurricane Helene. We still got a lot of damage, but in some ways we were fortunate that it was not a direct hit on the area. This one is not, that's not going to be the case. So this is now Hurricane Milton, or it was yesterday Tropical Depression 14. I saw this yesterday and I was like, oh no, you've got to be kidding me. So this one started in the Gulf of, like, the Campeche Bay, which is over near Mexico. And it formed there, and it's just heading west to east. And there's like a 99.9% chance, like pretty much a certainty, that it is going to make a direct hit somewhere on the west coast of Florida. So I am on the west coast of Florida. I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's not great. That is not great. So as of right now, the current, I don't know how familiar y'all are with like hurricane season or weather tracking, but the path of this hurricane is uncertain right now. So it could hit, there's like a 150-mile area that it could hit. Right now, the current trajectory is like straight for us. So I'm like, well, that's not great. So right now it is on track to be at peak a category 4, which is pretty freaking bad. It is, right now, it is supposed to weaken a bit and end up a 3 when it makes landfall. Here, I'll share this tab with you right now. Even as a 3, that's pretty bad. I was really hoping yesterday when meteorologists first started reporting this was going to be a hurricane, it was maxing out at a category 2. Then it was a 3, and now it's maxing out at a 4. There have been a couple models that have even gone into category 5. 5 would be freaking horrific. I'm really hoping, knocking on wood, that it stays, that it does not get to a 5. A 5 would be unthinkable, especially making a direct hit to a densely populated area. And most of the west coast of Florida is pretty populated from the northern Tampa Bay region down through Fort Myers and Naples. So that would be that'd be pretty bad. So this is the latest track. And I have been like glued to the updates. I started following a bunch of weather guys, watching some, weather channels. I mean, like, people in our area are like, could this be the one? And it is possible this could be the one. This is the current track. Pretty freaking bad. And this cone of uncertainty, that's like the little shaded area. Milton could make landfall anywhere in this area. Thank goodness it is not going to go up into the Carolinas, because North Carolina is in pretty rough shape from Hurricane Helene. But yeah, this is not great, and it's going to go right through the state. So this is pretty unheard of. This is very rare. It has not happened. So I was looking up some historical data. So first of all, I want to say the Tampa Bay area has not had a direct hurricane hit since 1921. So it's been over 100 years since the area had just a head-on impact with a hurricane. And that was before there was a lot of stuff there. It's a hurricane forming in this particular bay near Mexico and going straight east. It's only happened twice in history, recorded history. I think it was like 1857 and 1865. That was a very long time ago. So I've heard some weather, forecasters say that if you're out there and you're like, oh, this is going to be like some of the other storms, they're saying this might be unlike anything else we've experienced in a lifetime. I really hope they're wrong, because this is pretty bad. So here's some of the images we're seeing. Here's and look at this. Here's the spaghetti models. I mean, it could go anywhere. So this right now is not very predictable. It's most likely going to hit somewhere on the west coast of Florida. We just don't really know where, don't really know the strength, don't exactly know what's going to happen, but this is pretty bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that this is not great. There really is no best case scenario, because no matter where it hits, that particular area is going to experience catastrophic loss. It's going to be bad. It's going to be very bad. So yeah, we don't exactly know what we're doing yet. Right now, it's a little too far out to really make a specific decision. Right now, we're not planning to leave. Again, that could change. I also want to throw out this disclaimer. This is obviously not advice. Please, make your own decisions, do some research, pay attention to your local emergency management folks. The information I'm sharing during this live stream is going to be outdated by the time you see it later. So if you're watching live, this is current, but if you're watching even like 1 to 2 hours later, this information could be totally different. So I just want to emphasize that, again, I'm not any sort of weather expert. I am a former news producer, and I have covered quite a few weather events. They all kind of blend together. So it's, and I've been a Florida resident for quite a long time. And I've also personally experienced, it seems like everywhere I've lived or spent some time in has had some sort of catastrophic weather event. I'm not joking. I lived in El Paso, Texas, and they had a 100-year flood, which it never floods in El Paso. And while I was living there, El Paso, Texas experienced a catastrophic flood that took out quite a bit of homes there. It was really bad. My TV station flooded, and for at least 6 months we had to work upstairs. It was pretty freaking bad. So that was pretty terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So right now, my husband put up some storm shutters. We're trying to get together all of our supplies. We do have a generator. We've got other emergency supplies. We have plenty of food. I'm running the ice maker to try to get bag up ice. We have a chest freezer. I'm also going to be taking a bunch of empty 2-liter bottles, filling them with water. I'll be filling my bathtub with water, doing some laundry, trying to get stuff together, charging up everything I have that has rechargeable batteries. At this point, I do also want to share, I am not in a high-risk flood area, and I'm also a bit farther inland. So I think when you don't live in Florida or you haven't experienced hurricane season, you kind of think the entire state is flooded, and that's really not the case. It's specific areas. They tend to be the same areas. Everybody knows where they are. So even in this house, we've gone through a few different storms, and for us, it was not nearly as bad as other places. So I think when you see everything on the news, or if you're looking at social media videos of storm damage, you could go a mile inland and they'll get nothing. So I think obviously things look a lot more dramatic in the media and on social media than in reality for many areas. So there are some areas that are going to, no matter what, we are going to get a lot of rain. We're going to get some pretty nasty wind. Even if we don't get significant damage or any sort of, loss here personally, there's a pretty good chance we're not going to have power. Maybe internet, cell service gets cut out. So we are preparing for that. I'm not exactly sure. At this point, we are planning to stay. So that could change. I do want to emphasize, if it was category 5 and we're in the direct path, we're probably leaving. And also officials have said, you don't even have to evacuate, out of the state. You just have to get farther inland, even 5 to 10 miles. So when they say evacuate, it's not like everyone in Florida is leaving the state. I just want to kind of be clear about that. But I think when you don't live here, you get a much different picture than the reality of things. So right now we are fine. It's just we may not have reliable power internet, so obviously I wouldn't really be able to fulfill orders from the Etsy shop. That probably is going to impact, what kind of content I can shoot here. I will be trying to share updates here on the Sewing Report Live channel of what's going on. So if you are interested in getting updates on what's happening where I am, I will be trying to post, if I'm able to, here on the channel. Maybe I'll do another live stream. Maybe we'll do some other stuff. But yeah, for parts of this area, it's going to be pretty bad. I just don't know if it's going to affect my specific neighborhood or not. Right now, we just don't know. So it's really difficult to, and they even say, like, don't wait to figure out which area it's going to hit, because it could be not your area and then you left for no reason. So there are some areas that are going to be evacuating. Those are the waterfront areas. So the people who live on like the St. Pete Beach, Pinellas County, areas that are near the water, those people are leaving. There were a lot of homes damaged from Hurricane Helene, and that wasn't even a direct hit, but that was from the storm surge and not really from like hurricane force winds or anything like that. So that was just from the water's rising up. So we're at a pretty high elevation. So if it stays if it stays category 3 or lower, and I don't really see us leaving at this point. I'm just being real. Again, you got to make your own decisions. But for us personally, we got our storm shutters up. We're also in a newer house. So your plans are really going to be dependent on where you live, what your elevation is, what kind of structure you're in, how far you are from the direct path of this hurricane. There's going to be a lot of factors. And like my house got like nothing from Hurricane Helene, but there were people that are like a mile away that lost their homes. So even from neighborhood to neighborhood, things can really be a drastic change. So, all right, let's check out some of the comments here, and we'll chat for a little bit. This isn't going to be like a super long stream. I did want to kind of share what was going on. Obviously, this is going to impact both my channels here, because I don't really know what's going to happen. As of this point, though, I'm not gonna be able to do anything on the Etsy shop probably until at least Friday, maybe longer depending on what the situation is. But I'm gonna be trying to update. I'm gonna put out one short video on the main Sewing Report channel, but all of the updates from Hurricane Milton and what's going on with me and the Sewing Report are gonna be here on Sewing Report Live. So I will be updating here only, pretty much. Hello, Rebecca. Thank you. Keeping you and others in Milton's path in my thoughts and prayers. And the really bad thing for us here is that we're having back-to-back hurricanes. It would not be as dire if we had not just had another hurricane less than 2 weeks ago. So that's gonna be pretty hairy. I will be checking in on family and friends who live in the middle of the state. Okay, well they're probably in better shape if they live in the middle of the state. Denise, we really don't have a go bag. We have a lot of supplies here. I've never had to evacuate. And in fact, I used to live in St. Petersburg on an island, and we never evacuated. So I think when people see evacuations, I think when you don't live here, you get I think, not that I'm saying things are overblown, but I think you get a much different picture than the people who live here. So as of this point, we are not planning to evacuate, but again, that could change. So this is not set in stone. We just don't have enough information at this point to really decide. So it's just too early. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, caveat, we do have some cash. We filled up our gas tanks. We have a generator. We've got emergency food. I'm going to be filling up empty 2-liter bottles with water, so that, in case the water or sewer situation gets kind of hairy, we do that. So, yeah, exactly, Lisa. In California, everything thinks the whole state is burning or falling into the Pacific from an earthquake. Yeah, and that's exactly right. When you see things on the news, it's from like very small area. You know, it's like, and everybody, when you live here, everybody knows what those areas are. We're all like, okay, yeah, that neighborhood floods all the time. So, and I often see the same neighborhoods get covered every storm because those are the neighborhoods that are the highest risk. My neighborhood is not in a high risk area. We have flood insurance. We are not required to have flood insurance where I live, just due to it not being in a flood zone and not being, you know, in a high risk area. Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, we do have, my husband actually, our generator was in the box until this week. My husband took it out. He actually was letting a friend use it. We just got it back. He's got it. He's pretty well prepared. Hello, Jenny. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, thank you very much. No, unfortunately with this hurricane, there really is no good scenario. Someone is going to experience catastrophic storms and damage. It just depends. It's kind of like Russian roulette. We just don't really know who at this point. Right now, so they pushed back the time. Originally, it was supposed to make landfall early Wednesday. Now it looks like it's later Wednesday. So the time could change again, but right now it looks like it's like later on Wednesday sometime. So at least that gives us more time to prepare. The town that my parents lived in is where many move after they get tired of being in hurricane. Yeah, Sebring, Florida. Yeah, that's a little farther inland. Yeah, I've heard. Actually, I was looking at some houses there. I was like, yeah, that maybe that would be a decent spot if we get tired of, you know. And again, I've lived in areas that were closer to the water. I'm glad we don't now. Our old house, the house we used to live in, I don't know how they're going to do with this storm. The storm surge from Milton is going to be potentially very bad. So that's a real danger for sure. All right, so here's where Milton is now. It's apparently a very small storm, and it's moving quickly, intensifying quickly. Let's take a look at some other. All right, so here's what it looks like now. Yay! I know, right? It's like just what we need. Just what we need is another hurricane. Let's see here. So here is, and also I found this animation, and I want to show it to you guys because I do think it's pretty interesting. So this is one of the worst case scenarios for the Tampa Bay area. And that is if Milton makes landfall just north of the Tampa Bay area. Because look at this. It would basically bring all of this water up into Tampa Bay, and that would be horrible. So this would be a really bad scenario for the Tampa Bay area if it hits just like, you know, kind of on the border of Pinellas and Pasco County, because the direction of the storm would draw all of this water up into the bay and into all of these areas. This would definitely include me, so that would be not great. This would be really freaking bad. So if this happens, there's going to be... That's a real doomsday scenario. So I'm really hoping that is not the case, because that would be horrible. And I'll also show you sort of the, all right, I'm trying to get out of this. I'm going to show you sort of a less bad scenario. Let's see here. So here's a different scenario here. And this is if the storm hits just south of Tampa Bay. So you can see here, if it hits south of Tampa Bay, water would be drawn out of Tampa Bay. So there wouldn't be storm surge in Tampa Bay. There would be pretty bad surge on the area between like Bradenton and Port Charlotte. But this would actually, like, again, this would still be horrible. But this would actually be slightly less again, still horrible scenarios. No way to shake that out. But I found these animations pretty helpful to kind of understand what's going on. Look, I'm going to be real. I'm not like a total weather nerd or anything, and I've been kind of learning along with lots of other people. I mean, it's going to be bad. It's going to be very bad. So it's just a matter of how bad. It's just a matter of how bad this is, where it hits, and the intensity. So, I mean, this is just horrible. I did find this website that was kind of interesting called theeyewall.com. Here, I'll show you this. And let's see here. What's interesting is they go through the kind of the history of Tampa Bay. So I thought this was pretty interesting. But yeah, it's crazy because this just popped up as a major threat yesterday. Because, I mean, it's crazy and it's moving pretty quickly. So, I think tomorrow we're probably going to know more about the track and be able to plan better. At this point, I just don't feel like we have enough information. There's just a lot of uncertainty. But this one has kind of some good information. So it says, how all of this plays out is difficult to predict. Even though we are only about 4 days from Milton making landfall, a weaker storm is unquestionably better in terms of wind damage. However, a weakening storm could also become larger. And a larger storm also produces a more powerful storm surge and has a more far-reaching effects. But this section on Tampa Bay hurricane history might be helpful if you don't really know the area very well. The Tampa Bay metro area, with a population of more than 3 million people, is the most developed region on the west coast of Florida. Among hurricane forecasters, the region is famous for dodging major hurricanes. Yes, we've been very lucky in that sense. A major hurricane defined as Category 3 or larger has not made a direct impact on Tampa Bay since 1921, more than a century ago. This was the Tampa Bay hurricane and was so called because back then, there was no formal naming convention for tropical storms and hurricanes. A century ago, the region had less than 1/20th the population does now, about 125,000 people. The Tampa Bay area has had some close calls of late, including Hurricane Charlie in 2004, Hurricane Irma 2017, Hurricane Ian 2022, and of course Hurricane Helene this year. Will the region's luck hold out with Milton? It's way too early to make any kind of prediction. And that's the thing, like a couple of years ago, we were very worried about Hurricane Ian because it was on track to make a direct hit to the Tampa Bay area. And then kind of at the last minute, it changed course and went farther south. So I think I remember doing some live streams in 2022 because it was looking pretty scary then. And then it ended up moving and not hitting the area directly. But if Hurricane Milton makes a direct hit with the Tampa Bay area, there is going to be just unprecedented losses for this particular area because we have not had a direct hurricane hit since all of this development happened. In 1921, here, I got some photos for you. 1921, I'm going to show you what the area looked like because it does not look anything like it does now. So here's what, this is from the Hills, like the Hillsborough Public Library, something like that. But take a look at this. So this is from the Tampa Hillsborough Public Library system. This is what damage looked like from the 1921 hurricane. I mean, look at this. The photos are black and white. There's like not a lot there. There's no, tall buildings. There's not a lot of stuff. So here's what it looked like in 1921. But yeah, you can see the people surveying the damage. They had stuff there, but they didn't have a large population. This was not a dense urban area. I mean, look at this. And this was when everything was like wood frame. And now also, I do want to point out our building standards are a lot different. So homes and buildings now have specific standards that have to be built in order to withstand stronger storms. So this is what the area looked like after the 1921 hurricane. Pretty crazy to look. I mean, look at that. Not a lot going on. A lot less populated, less stuff. I mean, those are really nice houses there. Yeah, look at, I mean, so yeah, this is what it looked like over 100 years ago. And we have not had to deal with this since then. So I don't know. Yeah, look at these wood frame houses. There was no air conditioning back then. No refrigeration. Wow. I mean, what a pretty, really built. And, you know, and even back then, look at, they built stuff up on stilts. So to try to protect it from storm damage. So here is what the area looked like in 1920. Wow. Oh boy, that looks bad. Yes, that's a ship. Ran aground. What's this? Tampa Tribune. The Tampa Tribune, the paper. Wow. So things were a lot different back in the area 100 years ago than it is now. So the the losses could be a lot different. I just think these pictures are fascinating to see what things were like back then. Wow, you got is that like a trolley or something? That kind of looks like it might be like Ybor City today. I don't know. I mean, how great. Look, you got like the brick roads. Things were just so much different back then. Look at, you got people in the old-timey dress style of clothing. Here's some flooding. Wow. I mean, okay, I guess they did have electricity back then. All right, they did have some electrical stuff going on, but I don't think air conditioning had been invented at that point or was popular back then. I don't know. Yeah, look at these photos. There's like 65 of them. I mean, yeah, this is pretty bad here. So this is what damage looked like after the 1921 hurricane, when there wasn't a whole lot in there. All right, we might go back to some of these photos later. Yeah, if you want to, I will link here. Here, I'll link to the article with all the photos. If you want to look at the photos for yourself, I'm going to link it in the chat here if you want to check it out for yourself. There we go. I just put it in the chat here if you want to check out. But I mean, pretty interesting. I'm a kind of a history. I am kind of a history nerd, so I enjoy looking at old photos and seeing how people lived in previous eras. I just think it's fascinating. Yeah, look at this. This is bad. This is really bad. So, yeah, I can't imagine how much worse it will be with a direct impact on the Tampa Bay area with all of the infrastructure we have now. In fact, one big problem that officials, state and local, are really, really emphasizing is that we had just started doing cleanup from Hurricane Helene. There is debris everywhere. There's like old stuff that people were bringing out of houses, things that were damaged or destroyed. There's building materials. There's all kinds of stuff, yard waste, tree branches, that kind of stuff. There is a lot of stuff that is sitting on the streets, and it looks like our officials are running 24/7 to try to get as much of that stuff off of the roads as possible before Hurricane Milton hits, because when Hurricane Milton comes ashore, though all of that debris is going to become a huge threat in terms of the wind picking that up. They would become projectiles. Also, that stuff just could get thrown around the whole area. It would be a huge mess. So the things, I've been watching several different press conferences from different officials, and they're all really concerned about the debris left behind from Hurricane Helene. And they're trying, because it can take weeks or months for crews to pick up debris from storms. And they're trying to do it as fast as possible. But one very bad thing is the fact that we've now had two pretty much back-to-back hurricanes, Helene And when Milton comes, it's going to be less than 2 weeks. That's not a lot of time in relative terms to pick up all of the debris left behind from that previous storm. So it's going to be pretty bad. We're prepared. Yeah, again, we might not have power. We might not have like internet. And again, that would mean I can't really post videos. I don't know I honestly don't know what's gonna go down. And that is kind of the scary part. But I also don't want to just, it would be kind of silly to leave only to find the area that you're evacuating to is gonna hit even worse. So that might not be helpful. So not really sure what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm just being real. We just don't know. I've got another cup of coffee here. I'm gonna drink that now. But if you have any questions, as for a Florida resident who used to be a news producer, throw them in the chat. I'll try to answer. I've worked local news. I also spent some time as a CNN producer. We did a lot of weather, covered a lot of national weather stories there. I will say this, the damage I'm seeing in Western North Carolina is one of the worst I've ever seen. That area is horrible. Even worse than most Florida hurricanes I've seen. It's really freaking bad there. Because it happened to all of these people in the mountains, it's really bad. They really did not have a lot of time to get out or prepare. And it's so unheard of for Western North Carolina to get a direct hurricane. The hurricane moved up through Georgia, Tennessee. For a hurricane to come on like the back like that is kind of weird instead of coming from the coastline of North Carolina. It's just very bizarre. That's some of the worst video pictures I've ever seen. I actually worked Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Rita, Hurricane Harvey, all really bad too. I still have some pictures etched into my mind from Katrina and from Harvey. I would say those two were some of the worst I've ever seen. I've experienced flooding and covered flooding in West Virginia. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. We are no stranger to snow. So yeah, if you have any random questions, you're welcome to ask. This one, this one's gonna be pretty bad. There's really no shake. There's no shake in it. It's gonna be pretty bad. Yeah. Funny you should ask. I just ordered one of those radios that should be coming tonight from Amazon. I ordered one of those radios that could either be solar powered, battery operated, or hand cranked. It's also like a flashlight, so I ordered one of those. I already have some power banks, so I'm going to charge those. I've got battery operated lights. I've got a lot of battery operated devices. I'm going to power up my laptop just in case. I also have, I ordered like a solar powered battery bank. So I'm going to try to hopefully get that. I ordered that. It should be coming tonight. So yeah, we're going to see what goes on. Oh, thank you, Denise. Great mindset, Jen. Don't panic. Just compile all the facts. And that's all you can do. Because you can evacuate and then find out you didn't have to. So like it really doesn't help to panic early on or try to make a decision because we're just too far out. Like we're only going to do what we can do, Yeah, those pictures are fascinating. And I remember when I first moved to Tampa in like 2007, I remember my boss saying like, yeah, we haven't had a direct hit. Because that's the thing, like when you don't live in Florida, you didn't grow up here. If you just go by what you see on the news, you think the entire state is destroyed by hurricanes every year. Like my husband was like, yeah, when I was a kid, I always thought, why would anyone want to move to Florida? Your house gets wiped out every year. And that's just not true. It's like very specific areas and it doesn't happen all the time. So even the people that live on the water, they could go many years without anything happening. So it's just, there's just a lot of misconceptions. Yeah, those photos, though, from 1921 are just fascinating. So I would encourage you to check those out if you want to look at the old photos from the 1921 thing. I just think it's super interesting just to see how different it was back then. There is like a history center in Tampa. And I actually did the tour because we were doing like a story. Back when I was working in local news, we did like a story about it. And it was really cool to see like how things were in like the early 1900s back in Tampa. Like it was big in the cigar industry. We also have one of the oldest restaurants called the Columbia that's been around since like the early 1900s. So a lot of really rich history in the area. Yeah, be neat to see old photos of sewing trends, tools, etc. compared to current day items. Might be a fun topic. Yeah, that would be. You know, that's a good idea, Denise. Maybe I'll see if I can find some like public domain, like things from like the Smithsonian or different, you know, public, you know, just government, you know, or like nonprofit type stuff. Maybe we can look at some photos. That'd be pretty cool. All right. Yeah, Rose, I don't want to get into that. I don't know. And that's the thing. I've seen a lot of like very out there conspiracies. I'm not going to comment on that. I've also, unfortunately, again, if you are new here, this is a political free zone. So I've seen a lot of people trying to make the weather political in some way or not. We're not going to go there. Any political related type comments, we're not doing that. I ask that you not do that. Please be kind, respectful. No self-promotion, no links, no spam, and no politics here. Yeah, I just don't know. What's the favorite state you have lived in? Personally, I would actually say Florida. You know, I like living here. I've overall had a good experience here. It's definitely not New York State for various reasons. Do not like snow, cold weather, not a fan. You know, and again, I'm not from like the exciting part of New York State, but I don't think I would live in New York City either for various reasons. I'm not really like a city person. I like, you know, where we live, we're not really in like we're kind of out, you know, we're in like a less populated area, and I'm pretty happy with that. So, but again, I also think you can there's some really good things about everywhere I've lived. I've lived in Texas. I spent some time in Pennsylvania, West Virginia even. I actually think West Virginia is very pretty, and I think West Virginia gets like a bad rap. Because there's actually a lot of things to like about West Virginia, I would have to say. Oh, man. You know, we're going to find out, Denise. She did get freaked out when my husband was putting up the hurricane shutters. She didn't like the power tools at all. She's probably going to get a little freaked out if there's a lot of, like, rain and a lot of noise. She doesn't like loud noises. I don't know if she can really sense the pressure changes, but, I don't know. Actually, let me check to see if there's any updates with storm tracks. We'll see. We're going to see. But I started following a bunch of weather people online, so hopefully I can get some updates here. Let's see here. I'm looking for just looking to see if I can find new, I don't know, I'm not really seeing anything of note. Okay. Oh, here's a good idea. All right, I found this video too. This would be kind of interesting. Because I want to show you this, because this is going to be pretty crazy. So this is debris that that existed this weekend. I think this is up in I think this is on Anna Maria Island, I believe. Anna Maria Island got kind of wiped out from Hurricane Helene. So this is what crews are trying to remove before Milton rolls in, because imagine if there's hurricane force winds, that's going to pick up all that debris. It could hurt people. I mean, this is pretty freaking bad. And the other thing to keep in mind too is that I was watching one press conference earlier today, and they were saying, unlike Hurricane Helene, when Milton rolls around, because of all of the debris danger, first responders probably won't be able to do as rescues for Milton because of the increased danger from all of the debris. So the leftover debris from Hurricane Helene is a really big issue. And I can't remember Tampa or Florida ever getting major hurricanes within this period of time, like within 2 weeks. So I feel like we're getting like all of these like rare combinations rolled up into one, and that could be very bad. So all of that debris, if it doesn't get picked up, it's just going to be flying around, and that's going to be very dangerous. You're not going to want to go outside. It could also damage building structures. We're supposed to get well over 100-mile winds. So, but again, it really depends on what level the storm ends up being when it makes landfall. But it's going to remain, I was just seeing reports state it's going to remain a hurricane as it rips through the state. So it's not going to weaken into a tropical storm. It's supposed to remain a hurricane just going across the entire state. So most of the state is going to be impacted from the storm. One, I guess, silver lining is that it's not expected to impact the area that was impacted kind of in the panhandle by Hurricane Helene as much. They got it pretty bad. It's also not expected to impact Tennessee, Georgia, or North Carolina this time around. So those people have enough to deal with, but this is going to be pretty bad. So it's going to be pretty bad. Let's see here. All right. I have only lived in California, NorCal farming area. Yeah, there's a lot more to California than San Francisco and LA. Exactly. And that's true of anywhere you live. I think people can get the wrong idea or misconceptions about like what's going on. Especially for Florida. Florida has so many myths. There's a lot of myths about Florida weather. But the truth is like, I would say this as a resident, your risk for hurricanes is a lot lower if you don't live in a flood zone, you're at a higher elevation, and you're more inland. You're like, the risk of that is just not nearly as high. So, and that's kind of our situation. So, is my house likely to get blown away in a hurricane? Probably not. I'm going to be real. Probably not. Could it do some damage? Yes. I have, again, knock on wood, in like the 20 years or so I've lived in the area, I personally have not experienced catastrophic storm damage. With Ian, my husband ended up having to rip out, we have like a screened-in porch. My husband ended up having to like cut a hole in it because he was afraid that the aluminum structure might like kind of get blown around. But that was about it. You know, some of my neighbors had like some of their fence pieces ripped away. Oh, with the debris thing though, the debris is a problem. So during Ian, one of our neighbors like trampolines, I'm not joking, their trampoline, they didn't like secure it or whatever, got blown away and ended up upside down on like a side street, and it stayed there for weeks. So the debris problem is very real, and it does look like our officials are trying to like do whatever they can. But I was watching the Pasco County press conference, and they even said we're not going to be able to remove all of it, so there are going to be dangers from flying projectiles, because they're just not going to be able to get all of the debris that was left behind by Hurricane Helene. So, yeah, okay, Denise, you were around for the, yeah, and that wasn't even that bad. Like, but part of the reason it wasn't that bad was because Ian changed directions, but we were like, up until like a day before, my area was on track to get a direct hit, and it ended up being indirect. So that's why it wasn't as bad for us in 2022, is because we didn't end up getting a direct hit. So things are probably going to get pretty hairy. I just don't know what's gonna happen. I did get like, so I bought these like new, I might, if I'm able to, I don't, depending how freaked out we are or whatever, I bought these like this new wireless microphone set, and you can use it like with a phone or with like a regular camera. I was going to I might try to do some vlogging if I'm able to, and it's not too bad here. We'll have to see, but I might try to play with this new microphone system to see if I can shoot some video or something to try to share with you guys. I will be putting all of the updates from hurricane stuff on this channel. So I did make a quick video that I'm going to be putting up on the main Sewing Report channel to let people know to come over to this channel. So I wanted to share with you, if I do any updates on hurricane stuff, it will be on Sewing Report Live and not on the main Sewing. I'm trying to keep the main Sewing Report channel to just like regular sewing embroidery videos. I would also encourage you, again, if you'd like to support the show here and the channels, you can, even though the Etsy shop is closed, you can also support some of my affiliate partners. Links are below in the description box. I would also encourage you, if you are in a position to do so and you would like to do this, donate to hurricane relief for Hurricane Helene victims. Also, there's definitely going to be people that need help after Hurricane Milton here in Florida. The people in North Carolina have it very, very bad. In fact, I did donate some money earlier this week to help hurricane victims in North Carolina. They got it, like, those people just experienced horrific, like, it's horrific up there even now. I am hearing some awful stories from up there. So keep those people in your thoughts and prayers. And if you are able to, I would encourage you to support people in the time of need. If you're able to, the people in North Carolina are really suffering. Again, here in Florida, we are expecting hurricanes. We are a little bit more prepared. The people who live in like Tennessee and North Carolina were not prepared. This is not something they're used to. So they are suffering just from catastrophic, like it looks apocalyptic in North Carolina, and that's saying something. So I have not seen images. I think North Carolina might be one of the worst I've ever seen, and this is coming from an ex-news producer. So if it's in your heart and you would like to do so, I would encourage you to seek out a reputable cause to donate to help some of those people, because they really need help. In fact, I'm thinking of some things I can do here to try to help out. Obviously, I've got my own thing. We've got our own fish to fry right now. But, God willing, if things aren't too bad here, I'm hoping to try to figure out some way to support the people who are hurricane victims. I was even trying earlier this week to try to figure out what I was going to do, and now I'm like, I don't even know. I might become a hurricane victim, so I have no idea. So there's a lot of unknown factors right now. I'm just keeping it real here. So we'll see what happens the next week or so, but I'm a little bit scared. Like yesterday I was kind of freaking out. My husband, he had just left to help his friend. So he has a friend that lost their house to the Hurricane Helene. It's not like their house was wiped out, but they got a lot of storm surge. Their house flooded up to like 2 or 3 feet. So he's been helping his friend kind of strip down the house, get everything taken out. Those people are definitely probably going to get it again for Hurricane Milton. And they were starting to kind of deal with their insurance company, figure out what's next. And now this is happening. So I know the Tampa Bay area didn't get a lot of national media coverage from Hurricane Helene just because we were not in the direct path of Helene. But I can tell you, there are hundreds, thousands of homes that have been lost, businesses in the area just from the storm surge. So, and that's from that hurricane never making direct contact with the area. But the storm surge alone really caused a lot of loss. on those waterfront areas. So it's pretty bad here, and it's about to get worse. Do you have any handcrafts set aside to keep you busy? That's a good question. I'll have to figure it out. I don't know what I'm gonna do, Denise. Like I'm gonna try to do some. Before this comes, I got to do some laundry. I got to do some cleaning. I'm going to charge everything I have with the battery. Make sure all of our batteries are charged. We're going to try to do some stuff. So, all right. Can you recommend a legit way to donate to Carolina? So I would say do your research. I personally donated to an organization called Samaritan's Purse. I saw a lot of people saying that they're legit again, but I would say do your own research. If you know someone personally that needs help, I would say donate directly. But I personally made a donation to an organization called Samaritan's Purse. They have a very good reputation. Because some of these organizations, like, a lot of it goes to, like, administrative costs or whatever. So that's the organization I chose. But I would say, maybe talk to people if you know anyone in the area. But a friend recommended that to me that has family in the area. So I was like, okay. I think there's also one called, like, Operation Airdrop that again, I can't personally vouch for these organizations. Okay. So yeah. But people have said that that's a legit organization and the money actually really does go to the victims. So that's the one I picked. I've heard good things about Operation. Oh, there's also been a few, there's like a few weather chasers that were doing direct hurricane relief. It was like, there's a guy, Ryan Hall, y'all. So he seems to be, he had like a few, there's like actually a thing called weather influencers. They like chase storms. They've got YouTube channels. They do like weather forecasting. So there's a guy named, here, I'll kind of link to his stuff. And they have an organization called like the Y'all Squad. And they have been doing direct on the ground disaster relief. So it's called the Y'all Squad. So I've been following them enough to believe that they are pretty legitimate. So this one seems to be pretty legit, the Y'all Squad. And it is run by Ryan Hall, y'all. He's a very prominent weather influencer. So that guy seems to be pretty legit. So I've been kind of following some different people. And they have been posting updates on what they've been doing with the money so you can see what they're doing. So there are a lot of people that seem to be doing some pretty good work. So yeah, I decided to donate to Samaritan's Purse, but there are a lot of other organizations that are good as well. In fact, I've seen a few people I know personally that have lost. In fact, I saw a guy I used to work with that started a GoFundMe because their house got flooded out. They lived in St. Petersburg. So, I do think this is probably going to be pretty bad for the Pinellas County beaches, Manatee County, Sarasota County beaches, Pasco County, St. Petersburg, depending on where this hits, St. Petersburg could be in big trouble. So there's a lot of stuff, yeah. So, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, I've heard good things about the Cajun Navy as well. And they've been posting on social media a lot about what they've been doing. So they seem to be pretty good about, like they're actually using the money for those purposes, direct, and it's very immediate. Like, it's not like, there's not like a lot of red tape or bureaucracy with those organizations. So hopefully, but yeah, I would say, don't just send out money willy-nilly or send donations. I would look into, again, don't even go by what I'm saying. I would say, like, do a little bit of research, but, if you can, try to find an organization that you feel comfortable with, or direct relief if you hear of someone that needs help, kind of a peer-to-peer donation. So yeah, like there's a guy I know, and I didn't even know. Also, it's kind of funny, like Facebook will show you updates like 8 days later. So I finally saw updates on this guy I used to work with who had posted about his GoFundMe because he lost his house. And he also runs like a charter fishing business, so he's not going to be able to work for some time. He lost his truck in Hurricane Helene. And I saw it like 8 days later. I'm like, how is this helpful, Facebook? I don't even know. So there's a lot going on right now. But yeah, if you have any questions or just want to, say anything, I'm here. I'll be here for a little bit. I'm probably not going to stay on too long because I am going to put that other video up on Sewing Report, the main channel, just to let people know what's going on. But if you're kind of joining late, I have paused the Sewing Report Etsy shop for now because I really don't know what's going on with the United States Postal Service or, how the, activities are going to be. Everything's kind of a mess here. We don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can find the latest storm track to see what's going on here. We should be getting another update, I think at like 11, maybe like 11 p.m. Not really 100% sure. Spaghetti models are all over the place. So this is like very uncertain. So I don't know. So it could go like in the cone of uncertainty is very large. So could be very... Okay, yeah, Ryan Hall, y'all, he seems to be pretty legit. He has a very large social media following. He's also banding together with a lot of other storm chasers. Okay, Ryan has posted videos in the past of what they donated. He said they gave local officials in North Carolina Starlink kits so people can have phone and internet access. And boy, I don't have a Starlink, but I kind of want to get one as backup internet. I'm thinking about it. So, yeah, Ryan seems to be pretty legitimate. I follow him on social media, and he has been, he's not like a fear-monger type either, which I appreciate. He seems pretty, like, factual. And they have been posting a lot of updates on what they have been doing in North Carolina to help people directly. They've been trying to fly in supplies. Those Starlinks have been a real lifesaver for sure. I'm like, man, I kind of want one as like a backup internet kind of thing. So we'll have to see. But yeah, Ryan Hall, y'all, seems to be like a very legitimate source if you'd like to donate to their efforts. I guess my area might be needing them. I think Ryan Hall is sending a crew down to the Tampa Bay area. I saw him post that. So we might be seeing him around town. So we'll have to see. Let me see if I can. I want to see if there's any updates on this storm. Let's see here. Hurricane Milton. Spaghetti models, or latest track. Let's see if we can find something. All right, so here is the latest spaghetti model. So yeah, look at this. I mean, it's real, like, judging by this, you really can't say for sure, like, where this thing is going to go. It's like, it could go anywhere. All we really know is west coast of Florida. So the entire west coast of Florida, if you live on the west coast, you should be preparing for a major hurricane event and act accordingly. So it's going to be bad. This is going to be bad no matter how you shake it, though. Yeah, this is not good. Really not good. This is myfoxhurricane.com. Fun times here. And yeah, like, this cone of uncertainty is very large. So look at this. It pretty much goes over the entire state except the panhandle and like the very tip of Florida. So on the upside, it looks like the people in the Florida Keys are probably going to be okay, which is usually not the case. But yeah, this storm path is very unusual. We have not seen this apparently since the 1860s. So it's been quite a long time since we've had anything of this nature. So this could be unlike anything we've experienced in our lifetime. So pretty hairy stuff. All right, I'm going to get some water real quick. Hold on a sec. But yeah, after seeing everything with all of the Starlink access, like, in my neighborhood, the power lines are underground, but we still lose power all the time. So we frequently will lose power, even in like kind of like a light rain sometimes. So I could lose power for like a week. I don't know. I have not ever experienced that before, but that's what we could be looking at is, yeah. Okay, is this for the Ryan Hall y'all one? So if you make a donation, you need to say it's for Hurricane Helene Relief. Is that for the Ryan Hall one? But yeah, there are quite a few people on the ground in North Carolina helping out, doing the Starlink thing, providing water supplies, all kinds of stuff. I don't know. My area might look like that after this week. Not really sure, but it's just too early to tell like which area will be hit the hardest because we just don't know yet. And it's just, you know, it could change last minute. So that's why, okay. Oh, it's for any donation. Okay. So yeah, I guess say it's for Hurricane Helene. That's where you want the money to go. If if after this week you want to donate to people who have suffered losses in Hurricane Milton, you can, I'm sure there will be options for that as well. I'm going to see what I can do. I don't know. I might be, who knows? I mean, who the hell knows? I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to try to see if I can do something. But yeah, for now, yeah, I've had to close up the Etsy shop. I don't know when I'm going to be able to resume mailing out packages, but also tonight's trash night, not really sure. I'll have to check. Let me check. My Facebook HOA group is already like really hardcore freaking out about everything. They're very dramatic in there. I'll just say that. It's been pretty bad. Okay. All right. Yeah, let me see if I can find. Yeah, I'm just curious to see like if I don't know if I should put out the trash tonight. Not really not sure what to do. Oh, apparently my HOA is having a free party? Providing free apparently we're having a Halloween party in a few weeks. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure so I'm not really sure if I should leave my garbage out tonight or whatever. But like, I'm probably gonna, so what I normally do is if I'm not sure, I go outside and I look to see if all of my other neighbors have put out their trash cans. And that's usually a good indicator that there's trash. I don't know if there's, like my garbage day is like tomorrow morning. I'm not really sure if we're doing that. I'm gonna guess it's canceled on Thursday. Every time there's like something, my trash day always gets canceled, which kind of sucks. But again, I guess it's like definitely kind of a first world problem here for sure. Yeah, people in my HOA are just really, it's very dramatic in there. I'll just say that. I'm just like, really, people? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with like, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have garbage day today. Not really. Yeah, or trash pick. I'm not really sure if we're gonna be doing that tomorrow. Yeah, our trash pickup is okay. Is garbage running tomorrow? I have no idea. I gotta figure that out. But I do have garbage that I could put out. Like, and it's not bad here. Like, the hurricane's still, like, quite a ways away. So, it hasn't gotten, like, extreme here. Probably maybe, like, Tuesday, I'm thinking. It's definitely supposed to rain, which is something we're very used to. But it's just in the entire time I've lived here and been covering news in Florida, I've never seen back-to-back hurricanes like this. So that's like a mitigating factor that's going to be very important, is the fact that there's going to be so much debris left from the last hurricane that could become airborne and be like a real hazard. So that's going to be very dangerous. I'm not going to be going outside during Hurricane Milton, that's for sure. It's going to be pretty nasty. We have most of our storm shutters up already, though. So, yeah, fun times here in Florida. Yeah, if you have any questions, now is the time. We're just hanging out. We're chatting. I've got some coffee. I got to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner. We do have like emergency food. We've got some life straws. We've got some other stuff. So I think we have enough supplies that will last us. We have a grill. My husband has a bunch of propane. So we have enough to grill out for a while. For some reason, he bought a bunch of hot dogs, which is not like him. He doesn't really eat hot dogs, but he actually did eat hot dogs, which is, I was very surprised. I'll just say I was very surprised. I might make some hot dogs tonight. I'm going to be real. I like hot dogs. They're not good for you, but I love hot dogs. Oh, you won't say ditto. Okay. Thanks, Denise. Yeah, I honestly don't know. It's supposed to hit like Wednesday night. After that is like a big question mark. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the show next week. Like best case scenario, yes. Worst case scenario, obviously not. This is going to be different. This is going to be different. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. I just don't know at all what this is going to be like. But yeah, we've got our hurricane shutters up. We've done pretty much all we can do. My Amazon package is supposed to be here soon with my new supplies. Let's see here. Let me see if they've made this delivery yet. And I didn't want to be an a-hole and order something past today, so I do have a grocery order that hasn't been canceled yet for tomorrow. I figured that was like the latest I would try to do that, because obviously people need time to prepare their own situation. You can't be working, up until it. Oh, okay, apparently my stuff is here. Should I get my deliveries? Should I do a hurricane unboxing, guys? All right. Yeah, let's do we'll do the hurricane unboxing. Yeah, there are worse things that I love hot dogs. All right, I'm going to leave you for a second, and I'm going to I'll get the Amazon packages, and we'll unbox some emergency supplies together. How does that sound? Does that sound like fun to you? All right, let me put the music back on for a minute, and then we'll get I'm going to get the boxes here. So we'll do a hurricane unboxing. Hurricane supplies here. Here we go. All right, I'm back, and I've retrieved my packages. So let's do a hurricane supplies unboxing. This is sort of an impromptu thing, but I just got these packages. So I'll show you what I got, what I ordered. Now we already have like a generator. In fact, I might make a little shopping list of all of my hurricane supplies. I might do that and share it, just so other people can see what I got for the storm. If you'd like to do it, they will be affiliate links. You know, just shameless self-promotion. But, you know, I can share, like, which generator we have, which, you know, what kind of power banks I have, what other stuff I've got. That is helpful. Yeah, the generator works pretty well, and it also runs on either gas or propane, and it has an inverter, so you can, like, plug stuff in. We're going to use that in case the chest freezer, in case we lose power and we have to power, you know, we don't want our food to spoil. So we might do that. I've got my ice maker running, and I've been filling up gallon bags of ice to put in the chest freezer. All right, so we're going to do a hurricane supplies unboxing here. All right, let me try to, I've got my box cutter. All right, you're going to unbox this stuff with me here. Okay, so here's the first thing. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. All right, so here is the first item. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so this is the, I ordered this, it's like, it's a solar power bank, and I think you can power it up with either solar power, or you can, like, plug it in and charge it up that way, and it's got, like, a bunch of different, whatchamacallit, like, ports on it, so that's pretty cool. So we'll open this up. I saw this, I was like, yeah, I should probably order some, and this is kind of just in case we don't have power for a while. You know, at least I can use the, you know, if it's sunny, maybe I can use it, I guess. But I can also charge it up beforehand, which I will probably do now. So here is my, here, let me try to, I think I can get an overhead cam shot. Hold on a sec. Let's see here. All right, I just updated my iOS software on the phone too, so I don't know what's, okay. What do I gotta do here? Okay, welcome to iPhone, okay. Oh wow, there's some new stuff on the iPhone. Something called like Journal? I don't know what that is. Okay. All right, hopefully my Stream Deck works. Okay. All right, here we go. So now you can see, yeah, you can see, yeah, I was kind of jazzed about these new, this new microphone set too. I thought that would be cool. So hopefully, you know, with my, you know, if we don't have power, I guess I could play with the wireless microphones. But I'm going to charge up basically every battery I have. I'm going to be charging up, getting the ice maker. I got to do some lawn, you know, I'm just, you know, this might sound kind of boring to you, but I got to do some laundry and stuff to make sure I've got some clean clothes. All right, so this is my solar power bank here. Okay, so this is fun times. I got orange. All right, it comes with carabiner here. All right. All right, this is cool. So it's got, I don't even know what this port is. All right, so it's got like a lightning thing, USB. All right. I have no idea what this is, but it's got a few different ways you can plug in, so that's cool. Oh, and this has a wireless charger on it, so you can also charge it. I believe you can charge it like just through the phone too, so. All right, so this has a wireless charging station on it, or you can use any one of these little port things, so that's kind of cool. I got orange. It came in a few different colors, so I was like, cool. And this is the solar panel, so here is the solar panel. All right, oh, and it's got, I think it's got a flashlight, so this is like kind of a good multitasker. All right, let me try to, I'm going to try to plug this in. Let's try to plug this guy in here. Wait, USB-C to USB-C. How am I going to, all right. Do I even have a USB? I think I have a USB-C port on my computer. All right, so I'm going to try to plug this in here. Yeah, this is pretty dope. And I thought, like, if we didn't have power, but it was sunny outside, which maybe it would be, I don't know, at least I could plug this in. Or at least I could charge this and then use this to charge other devices. It's got a flashlight. Yeah, I don't know. How does the flashlight work? Okay, I think this is this the flashlight? All right, yeah, I got to figure this out. But I thought this looked like a good, like, multitasker. Oh, it's got some other ports on it. Okay. So how do I... All right, how do I charge this up? All right, so I guess I charge it like this. Yeah, I don't know what the... All right, so let's try to plug this in. I think I have a USB-C port on my computer. So I think I can try that. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to try to plug this in. Hold on a sec. Okay. Okay, so I plugged it in, but I did notice there's no indicator light on it or anything to tell you whether or not it's like actually charging. So there's nothing, you know how sometimes when you charge up a device, there's like a little blinking light to say like, oh, now it's charging or now it's not. There's really nothing on that thing to indicate whether or not, you know, you're good to go with the charging. So I'm not really sure. Like I'm not really sure what that's all about. All right, let me see the other stuff. Okay, so that's, yes, we're doing an emergency supplies hurricane thing unboxing here. All right, so here's the other stuff I got. We'll see this. All right, I'm trying to cover my address here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the other stuff I got. This is also equally as exciting. Okay, oh. All right, so this is just, we have like an old GoPro, so I ordered some of our batteries had gotten kind of bad, like they were bulging. So I figured maybe we could use the GoPro or something. Maybe I could put it outside and record some stuff. I don't know. But I ordered some replacement batteries. We have like a GoPro 7. So I just ordered some new batteries for that. So we'll charge these up. Okay, here we go. So this is all right. This is a different case than I remember. All right. All right, so we just, again, kind of boring, but my husband asked me to order him some new GoPro batteries. So this is apparently for the GoPro Hero 6, 7, or 8. I know, very exciting stuff here. Let me see if I can. All right, what do I do here? Do I put it in this way? All right, I think I put them in this way. Yeah, these look different. These look a lot different than our old batteries. All right, so this is the... There we go. Yeah, so I think I put it in like this. Yeah. All right, and it comes in a little charging case here. Yeah, and I've used this brand before, and they're fine. They last for quite a while. All right, so we'll put this guy in here. All right, we'll start showing. Hey, yeah, I'm starting my hurricane preps now, guys. All right, here's yet another US. All right, so I'll go ahead and plug this in on the back of my computer here. Okay, so here's another thing. We'll see. All right, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna plug this in. Okay. All right, good question, Debbie. Hi, I would love a follow-up product review of these charges. How many device charges realistically? How long it takes to charge? And I also have an Anchor battery bank. I'll go get it too, because that one's pretty good. I bought it for like a BTS concert, and then it ended up coming in handy a lot. I would say it charges the iPhone, like I would say like at least twice if you charge it up. I'll get my other Anchor, and I think I will make like a little list of stuff that I own that's helpful, like in terms of battery stuff, and I will put it in the description box, or actually I'll leave it in the comment section of this live stream. If you want to check it out, I'll do that after the fact of my like hurricane, like my hurricane supplies. So I think I'll do that. But yeah, I'll get my Anchor one too and show you. All right, Debbie, and I've got, this is one I've owned for a while. This is an Anchor power bank. It's a little bit bigger. I think it's pretty good. You can, it charges somewhat quickly. So I've got a few of these, and my husband, I think, has like 2. So we've got a few of these. So this is another one I have. It's Anchor, Anker. Yeah, and I think after this live stream, I'll put together like a little list of some emergency type stuff, or stuff that would be useful in an emergency. So this is a pretty good one. And again, we do also have a fairly beefy generator. So we have a generator, we have a few different stuff. But yeah, this is pretty good. And this one by Anchor, so like you can see how, okay, so this is fully charged, because you can see, here, I'll show you. It tells you, like, so it's got like all 4 little dots. So that means it's fully charged. And it comes with a little bag to put it in, which actually is handy because I have dropped this a few times, but when it's in the bag, it didn't damage it or anything. So I just keep it in here. And it's actually been helpful. Like, we had a power outage for like a whole day, like about a month ago. And it was really helpful for me to be able to charge my phone with the power bank. And I think I charged my iPad or something like that. So a lot of helpful stuff. Okay. This one, oh, this is my new, or let me get some of the stuff out of the way. This is my new I bought a hand crank radio. Oh yeah. Oh, yes I did. Yes I did. All right, and I'll try to link these things. Actually, right now I'll put them in the description box here. Or actually, or I'll put them in the chat. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'll put links in the chat. They are affiliate, just a disclaimer. But of course, I did purchase these myself. Let's see here. Let's see here. What's going on here? Okay. Okay, so the first thing I'll be putting in is the solar power bank charger. So here's a link to the solar power bank charger. Okay, so that's the solar power bank charger. So far, I think it looks cool. I can't tell if it's charging though, so that's the thing. Like, it doesn't give me any indication as to whether it's charging or not. So I gotta figure that out. So that'll be real fun, you know. Let's see here. I definitely haven't had time to do my nails lately, that's for sure. Definitely had not had time to do that. All right. What was I looking up here? I was gonna look something up. Okay. Okay, so here is the... Let me find my Anchor power bank here. Hold on a second. Anchor power bank. Okay, actually... Let's see here. Stay with me here. Okay. Okay, my power bank is actually, it's definitely less than what I paid for it. So it looks like it's gone down in price a little bit. So that's a good thing. Okay. So here is the Anchor power bank. Okay. All right, so there's the Anchor power bank. Next up, we've got the hand crank radio that I bought. We'll have to see how this goes. Okay, let's see here. So here is the multi-purpose hand crank radio. It's a reading lamp, flashlight, alarm, and motion sensor. I don't know what the motion sensor thing means, but cool. And I wasn't sure. This said it could be powered by a battery, but I'm not sure if it came with. I'm not really sure if it came with the battery or not. We'll have to see. Let's see here. Actually, this is really pretty compact. All right, that's kind of cool. All right. All right, looks like you can charge this. Everything came with the charger. Oh, and I don't know why it comes with a. I don't know why it comes with a lightning port, but it came with the lightning port. Not really sure. Oh, is that to like? Huh. I wonder if that's like an adapter for this. Oh, maybe? I'm not really sure. Okay, so all right, this is sort of cool. So this is my new hand crank. So you can crank it. I don't know. How does this work? All right. All right, it's got, so you can either hand crank it, it's got a solar panel on it, or you can use the battery. Okay, oh, do not open the okay, so it looks like it does have a battery on it. It just looks like you have to, like, recharge it. So I think the battery is, like, inside, so it looks like it does come with the battery. Okay, this is pretty nifty. It's a, an AM FM radio. I know, just in case we need this for like communications. It's got a flashlight. All right, does this work? I don't know. How do you, I want to know how you do the crank thing. Okay. So if you, all right. How do you pull this out? Not really sure. All right, here's the user manual here. I wonder how I get the crank out. These directions are like not very. Okay, so you have to like. Okay, you have to like swivel the handle. Okay, is that what you have to do? I don't know. Or does it come out like this? This is a little confusing. I'm gonna be real. Okay, you can also plug it in. Okay, so you can plug it in using one of these things. All right, cool. Yeah. All right. Wonder how, all right. My question though is how do I get this crank out? Like, what do I have to do? This is a little confusing. Oh wait, is this coming out? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, which direction do you have to crank this? Okay, so, all right, I am now hand cranking the radio. Okay, is this gonna work? All right, we're cranking. This is if you have no power, no solar, no nothing. All right, so this is the hand crank radio. I wonder which way do you have to turn this? All right. Does it say? Okay. Oh, am I doing it the wrong way? Turning the handle and activating the... Oh, so it can be turned either way. Okay. So it looks like it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. All right. Yeah, not sure. Okay. We'll try this out. We're gonna crank this radio. I wonder how much you have to turn it. Please have the radio charged at least once every 3 months. Okay. Spin the handle for 1 minute. It can be used for high-speed illumination for 30 minutes or radio for 6 minutes. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, we're trying this out live, the hand crank emergency radio. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Everyone's like, what is this girl doing? I don't know. Okay, and it didn't say it had to be in a specific direction, so I guess it doesn't really matter. All right. Here, and I'll do a link to the radio if you're interested in that. I don't think it's a ham radio, but it's just like an AM FM radio. And I was watching this thing with one of the officials today, and she was saying that it would be helpful if you have one of these radios in case you need to get information. So she recommended we do this to get like information on, like, you know, stuff like road closures and that kind of thing. That it would be helpful to have a radio so that we're, like, in the know. Okay. Emergency crank solar power radio. Okay. So this is the radio link. There we go. If you're interested in that. And yeah, I think after this show, I might put together, like, a little, compile a list of some of the emergency supplies, and I will put them in the comments here. Okay. Oh, Joelle, my husband has, like, the entire Ryobi ecosystem. He's a big fan. So we have a ton of Ryobi stuff. So we're pretty well set up for that. We've got tons of batteries. We have 2 Ryobi shop vacs too. We have 2, not 1, but we have 2. The Ryobi tools are great. So I will also put those in the link too when I compile my list. My husband's a big fan of Ryobi. We've had his tool set since like 2009, so we have all those. Do you feel like Kimmy Schmidt in the bunker yet? Maybe a little bit. I'm starting to go stir crazy already. I don't know. Okay. We're doing the hand crank radio here. I mean, this is good to have, I guess, if you need a flashlight. I don't know. All right. Oops, All right, let's see if the light turns on. Okay, so this kind of works. So it does, all right, let's try to turn all right, how do you turn this off? Can I turn this off? What's going on? All right. All right, okay. Oh, so it's got different modes. Okay, so if you press the button, it's got different levels of brightness. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. All right, let's crank it, and then I will, we'll try out the radio. Hey, Jamie, what's going on? So as of this point, look, Jamie, we don't really have enough information to determine what exactly we'll do. We're preparing here at home. My husband put up the storm shutters. I don't really see us leaving unless it's like a category 5 or like a very strong 4. We are not in a flood zone and we're more inland. So if it's not a direct hit or it's not a category 5, I think we're just going to stick it out here, honestly, at this point. So, but it's hard to tell because we really don't have enough information. Okay. All right. So far, I think this radio was a good purchase. Okay. We're going to keep cranking this. All right, let's try to turn the radio on. Okay. We'll try to turn the radio on. How do you... Okay, oh, and it has like an SOS thing? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so... Oh, and it tells you... It's got like a little power indicator. Okay, so it tells you how much power it has. So right now it has like 25%. So I wonder if I keep powering it, if it'll like go up to, 50% or like 75%. I don't know. Yes, we do have a pond, like, in our backyard. My husband doesn't think it's gonna, like, overflow to the point where it gets to our backyard. He's pretty sure it won't. We don't know, though. But, he's not, I kind of asked him, we're, like, our elevation is pretty high. So, I don't really see that, and he's never seen the pond really overflow that much. To the point where it, like, would get into our backyard. So, I don't know. So, we'll have to see. Alright, so now we're at, like, 25%. Okay, this is fun, right? Okay. Let's try to turn on... How do I turn on the radio? Okay, oh, here we go. Okay, guys, this works! Alright, so it's on... Alright, so it's on FM now. Wait, I think.
9.6 Sunday, 2 p.m. 9.3, 9.4.
Okay, guys, this totally works.
11.9 40.
Alright, so this is FM. Alright, guys, this is a dope radio. Here's AM. Okay. Here we go. Alright, yeah, this totally works.
How did you discover what you're called to do?
Okay, there we go.
What did you mean? No.
All right, we got the radio going.
Just your ministry to the young people of Turn.
Okay.
How did you know that's how you're called to serve?
All right, this is wild. When was the last time y'all listened to the radio, like for real? All right, so this is good to know. All right, let me take the solar. So I could also power it with the, I wonder if my studio lights would power up the radio. I don't know. All right, so we'll keep cranking here. All right. I mean, yeah, this is cool. I think this was a good purchase. We got the radio just in case. And all I have to do is, like, I guess hand crank this for... And again, if you've got time to kill and you just don't have power, like, this would be a pretty good... I think this would be a pretty good option. Okay, so so far, I think this radio was a pretty solid purchase, in my opinion. Oh, and I didn't even put the antenna out either. So this is my new emergency radio / flashlight / I don't know what the SOS thing does. It's got a motion sensor, radio, flashlight. Pretty cool. So I think this was... Okay, reading lamp, flashlight, motion sensor. Okay. An SOS alarm. Okay. Okay, so it says long press the SOS button for 3 seconds. The device will activate a loud siren and a flashing far beam. Press the SOS button again to turn it off. Okay. Motion sensor. Turn the sensor switch to the auto position. Where's the... Open the solar panel, and when there's a human being moving within 3 meters, the reading lamp lights up. When there is no human moving in this range, after 30 seconds, the reading lamp will turn off. Close the solar panel. The reading lamp will extinguish. Alright, so where's the sensor thing? Okay, so I think it's this auto thing on the back. Okay, so it says auto, so you have to do that. Oh, and I think this thing, okay, so, oh, here we go. So this thing, okay, this is cool. So it's got a light here. Pretty nifty. And then this little solar panel, I guess, so you can, like, angle it to be at the optimal position to soak in light. So, actually, this is pretty cool. This was pretty cheap, too. So, so far, I'm pretty happy with this purchase. This looks pretty cool. This looks pretty cool. All right, here we go. All right, and the other thing I bought, this is not exciting, but I bought some gloves. So I figured maybe they would come in handy. Plus, we use these sometimes for like food, like preparing food or like doing cleaning or something. We have a bunch of trash bags. I have plenty of toilet paper, paper towels. So I just decided to get another box of nitrile gloves. They're food safe. Textured fingertips, powder-free, non-latex, fits either hand. So I just got these just in case we need to do some cleaning, touch something that we don't really want to touch, or, you know, we're doing something with food. So this is good, especially since, like, if I'm, like, trying to do stuff with, like, certain items, food things, the food will get under my nails, so having gloves will, I think, be very helpful. I think so. And then I'm also hoping to play with my new wireless microphone system, which is super cool. So this one, you can use it with like your phone or with like cameras. I haven't tried it with the camera, but this is the microphone. It's like this little magnetic thing. So you basically just put it on like this, and then this is your microphone here. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was like it was actually not that expensive. So I thought this would be cool. So I was hoping to try this out. Maybe I'll try this out during the hurricane. You know, with the phone or with my vlogging camera. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I think all of these things are pretty cool. Let's see here. All right, let's answer some more. We'll answer some more of the chat here. And then I'll probably be signing off soon because I got to find some food. And I have a video to upload to the main Sewing Report channel. What kind of wildlife hang around the pond? Do they try to get into the porch? We mostly have birds. I've heard of there being alligators in some of the other ponds, but I've never seen an alligator. I've never seen an alligator in our pond, so I don't know. But apparently they're around. All right, I'm glad you got that radio. The one thing that North Carolina mountain people said was I'm guessing you meant to say they didn't know the flood was coming. The cell towers around. So yeah, I'm glad, because the officials I was listening to, they were like, yeah, you might need to know, like, you know, get directions or figure out like what's open and closed if roads are down. So having a radio might be helpful just to figure out like what's going on. So I will be charging this. And yeah, it's nice that you can hand crank this. This is very nice. It's portable. All right, all right, it's a little bit, the only thing is it's a little bit tricky to get the handle out. That's the only, all right, here we go. Yeah. This is a little bit, all right, what am I going to do now? This is a little bit, like, sticky, so that's the only thing. But yeah, I think this is pretty neat overall. I'll be charging this up, and it works on solar or rechargeable battery. Yeah, this is a little bit, it's like you almost need to put something, you almost need to put, like, a butter knife in here just to, like, pop out the handle. Because this handle is, like, yeah, like, the handle's a little tricky to get out. But, I mean, it definitely works. So I will be, and it's got like a power indicator. So this is pretty cheap. I thought this was a good like emergency thing to have on. So that is my emergency hurricane supply unboxing impromptu thing. Stay with me here at Sewing Report Live. I will, again, as long as I'm able to and it's safe for me to do so, I will try to keep you updated here on this channel. I'm going to be putting out one video on the Sewing Report main channel just to let people know what's going on. But all of the, like, any sort of hurricane type updates will be here on Sewing Report Live. Just because I felt like that would fit this channel more. Like, you guys like news and updates. Whereas the people over on the Sewing Report main channel are there for, like, straight up sewing videos. So I don't want to inundate them with, like, hurricane type stuff. But if you're interested in this type of thing, I'll be doing more of it here this week as I'm able to. I just ordered one of those radios from Sea Crane Company. I've ordered from them before. Very cool. Let me check in on my solar panel thing too to see if that's working. We'll have to see. All right, let me grab that. Let's see here. Because I'm not sure. It's hard to tell if this is charging. All right, so here is the solar panel charger I got, but it can also be charged just with regular power. Okay, that got some. All right, so this is supposed to have wireless on it. Let's see, will this work? Yeah, I don't even know. How can you even tell if this is on? I'm not even sure. Like, this one's a little confusing to me. All right, how do I turn this on? Like, there's no, I don't see any indicator light. Oh, wait. Yeah, all right, now I see a light. So, there's like a faint green light here. Let me see if this works. It's supposed to charge phones. Oh, wait. What's going on here? Okay. All right, sorry, guys. I think I lost my picture here. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, that was me. That was me. All right, here we go. Okay, so, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with, let me see if I can, will this work if I charge it? Let me try to plug this in real quick. We'll see if this works. Okay. Let's see if this, okay, yeah, I don't know. This doesn't seem to be, it's not charging my phone, so I don't know what's going on. So, jury's out on this solar charger bank. The light's on. I don't know why. I don't really know why it's not charging, though. Alright, what is happening here? Okay, yeah, there's no activity here. I gotta figure this out, but... Alright, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. This one... I mean, this looks promising. It's just not really doing anything. So I don't know what's going on. So, alright, let me try to plug this back in here. Yeah, I'm not sure how helpful this is going to be, honestly. We'll have to see. All right, guys. Well, I will hopefully have an update over the next few days on what's going on. If you're kind of joining late, the Sewing Report Etsy shop is on hiatus until I'm not really sure when. We have a major hurricane headed to my area, so obviously that's going to affect things going forward. I'm not really sure how much, but I hope everyone's staying safe. Pay attention to weather reports if you live on Florida's west coast or anywhere in Florida, because this will probably impact you. Again, if you get nostalgic or you just want more of Jen from the Sewing Report, you can also check out some of my old live streams or old videos on the channel. And yeah, I don't know when I'll be back, but hopefully I'll have an update before the storm hits, and I'll keep you posted. Maybe give like an update on how these supplies are working out. And then as I'm able to, once this storm is supposed to make landfall on Wednesday. All right, guys, I will catch you all later. Have a great week. Stay safe. And hopefully I've got a good update later on. And I just hope this is not as bad as it looks. I'm really praying it's not terrible. It's probably going to be terrible, though. So it's not looking great. But we're not really going to know until later in the week. So I hope everyone has a good one. I will, in the first comment, I will link a list of some of my emergency supplies. Give you some ideas for your own. Have a plan. Get to the, and this might be helpful even if you live elsewhere. Some of these supplies, are useful in all different sorts of emergencies. Anyways, have a great week. I'm not really sure what's going to go on next Sunday or whatever, but I will see you guys later. And thank you so much for tuning in and for, of course, all of the support here at Sewing Report Live. I'll see you again soon.